He was running through the little streets of the gorgeous city he was in. It was full of life. He went through markets, grand open areas with music plays and exotic dances, brothels, people going about their lives. This isn't what he expected after the catastrophe he witnessed back in Heliosum. Maybe he wasn't asleep for that long. He didn't have time to speculate anyway. He had to keep running. On his way, he stole a hooded cape on display in a shop that he used to conceal his head, as well as a knitting knife. It's all he could find on the run. He then opted for a fast-paced walk rather than running, and after a few minutes of hurrying through the busy streets of the city, he could see, not far in front of him, a door, guarded by 4 soldiers on their horses. 3 of them were brown, some with little patches of white on their dress. Only one of them was completely black, and a bit bigger than the others. Without thinking, he stealthily approached the soldiers, who were looking for Odysseus and guarding the doors against him. He got especially close to the black horse and in a swift movement jumped behind the rider in the saddle and gave an abrupt heel kick to the steed, which began fiercely galloping. The original rider, taken by surprise, didn't react well and panicked before attacking the person mounted behind him. That panic gave Aristeus an opening, during which he was able to stab the soldier using the kitchen knife he stole earlier, between the 3rd and the 4th rib, directly bursting through his heart. As he threw the cadaver out of the horse and took the reins for himself, he finally left the city. It was beautiful. All he could see around him for miles on end was green fields, golden wheat and barley fields. Truly a view to behold, especially right after grasping his freedom. He kept galloping as fast as the steed could go, and fast he certainly was. A few arrows from the defending archers of the city lodged themselves in Aristeus' shoulders and legs, while the horse got hit in the croup by 2 or 3 arrows, but that didn't stop him from going. It was a brave mount. Going through the wheat fields, Aristeus promised himself when all of this would be over, he would be getting a farm, but he could plant wheat or barley and live a calm and peaceful life when all of this would be over. But he knew that for now, the Moirai, fate, had decided otherwise.
大変だったね。
大変だった。
What's up, Raging Companions? It's a pleasure to talk to you again, and as you can see, I can use my hands now. And don't you think it's because I bought some kind of thing to put that? I'm not that professional, it's literally put on the screen of my computer. Maybe someday I'll be professional, who knows? I'm sorry for the now. We're good now. Today, it's kind of a special video. Because at the end of it, I'll read to you a little thing I've written, a bit of the story that I've created. It's a one-shot, it's something that I've written myself. I started it a few years back and I stopped in between and finished writing it basically a few days ago. And I wanted to share it. It's a one-shot, meaning I'm probably not gonna continue on writing it, and it's not perfect. I don't really like it. It's good, it's readable, but it's not good enough. It's about 60 pages, 57 pages, and it makes for like 2 days of reading before you sleep and you're done with it. And you move on, you go in the comments and tell me, oh man, you don't know how to write, you have to do this, and that, and this and that. And then I do, maybe someday, I'll create something amazing. So yeah, today, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about creation, about creating. Let's get right into it. I wrote. So normally I'm into art, right, in general. I like music, writing, drawing. I draw. I actually do. I draw a little bit. It's been quite a few years. I spent quite a few years drawing. Yeah, that's a thing I do, and I'm happy that I'm doing it, right? But I feel like it's incomplete by itself, and I mean, writing too is incomplete by itself, and sculpting is incomplete by itself. Basically, what I'm trying to say and what I'm not able to say right now is the fact that I want to create something and make people react to it, right? I want them to feel as if the story could have been real, not in a realistic sense, meaning this is basically a story taking place in a world that could have existed. No. Fantasy, it's okay. But sometimes there are these movies or animes or books that you read, and when a character dies, you cry and you feel pain inside, and you're like, damn, something has been taken from me. And that something isn't actually real. It's a creation, it's some words on a page that came from the mind of another guy. And that's pretty nuts when you think about it, that attachment to something that isn't real. And then when you add in scenery, when you add in something visual to the words, right? To the words written on a paper, you add the visuals, whether be it by acting or by actually animating. Both are amazing forms of art. That adds another layer of it. And then you add the music, the soundtrack. That adds another layer of it. You kind of reach that point where you are basically creating something that's, in my opinion, that can be more real than life itself. Because you're basically cherry picking and choosing the points of view and the art style, the music, and the way the story goes in a way that makes it life on steroids. And that's what I want to do. I want to basically create life on steroids. Why do I want to do that? Well, it's simple. It's simple. I feel like we live in a world where we are very detached from what we do for a living. Most of the people do something for, not everyone, okay? I'm not just making generalities, and I know it's not always good, but hey, basically most people today live, they have a job and they do the thing they have to do, and they go home, and then they can live for themselves, and they're not really sure of what they did or what they contributed, or they cannot hold what they did in their hands or see it with their eyes or something like that. They're just a part of a bigger machinery. In a way, we're all like this today, because this is how the society works. You need to be part of the machine for the machine to run, and of course the machine is the society. And in our economical context, there's no way there's almost no way you can be like in no way part of the machine. You'd have to live in a forest alone, like a hermit, and that's not something you want to do, right? At least I hope that's not something you would want to do. But oh well. And the way to counter it, I found, wasn't to actually go out in the forest and live like a hermit. It was to create something besides working. But to create something, and in a way, that's the reason why I created this YouTube channel. In a way, it's because I wanted to create something independent of what other people do, independent of how the world works. I just wanted to get my ideas out there. And that's it. I wanted to have something palpable that's mine and that has nothing to do with the economy, with business or anything. It's just something I like to do, and so I want to do it. Some ideas that come to my head, I want to share them, and so I share them. And it's as simple as that. That's why most of my YouTube videos are copyright struck, because, well, I use music that I like, and I'm not searching for music with no copyright, so I can't put ads on it. Damn ads. No. I put music on it because I like it, the music, and that's all. And I think that's all I will need, and that's all I should need, because I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this because I create something, right? Because I get something out in the world, and because I'm lucky some people actually take the time to hear me. Even though, like, I think for the 2 months of me running the channel, I have like 400 views on the entire channel. That's 400 times people have lended their ear to me. That might not seem a lot compared to the bigger people in this platform, but it's actually kind of crazy. Like 400 people. Not 400 people. 400 times people actually stopped and listened to the bullshit that comes out of my mouth. So that's pretty cool, and I'm really happy about it. I'm still in that state where seeing one view, like one day if another, seeing one view, a video go up one view makes me really happy, and that's how it will be, I think, because I don't take it too seriously. I'm just having fun with it, and if I can use it to share something I wrote, something I created with my hands, or maybe something I drew someday, I'm gonna use it. And you can be sure that that's why I'm making this, to create things and to get them out to the world. So yeah, that's about it, actually. It's been a long time since the video I made was about 10 minutes. Yeah, it's basically create something with your own hands. Pick up drawing, write, pick up sculpture, make music. Plants. I plant wheat and barley in my garden. And it's just a small quantity. I cannot make beer out of it, probably not, and I cannot make bread because there's not enough wheat, but I still grow it because it's amazing to see the plant grow, and you harvest the things and with your own hands and from your own earth and soil. So it's like something that you've made from beginning to end, and something that you harvest the fruits of, and you see them, you feel them. Just like making your own videos, you choose the musics, you choose where you cut, and it's really fun, and you're really happy with the thumbnail because they have red eyes, and it's really fun to do. When every day I just go check my channel, not to see how many views I have, but to look at my thumbnails because I like them so much. They are very simple. I take an image, I add some faces, and I add red eyes. It's really stupid, but I'm really enjoying it, and I think it's because it's something I made. Something that's mine, fully mine, not anyone else's. well, the pictures that I use are made by other people, and I thank them indirectly, but still something I made, something I'm really proud of. Even if a video gets like 2 views, in 2 months I'll be happy about it, because I made it, and because I can see my stupid face talking about stuff, and 2 people listening to me. That's fucking amazing. And so yeah, just wanted to share that. Create something, make something with your own hands. Make it. Have dirt on your hand and under your nails. Now comes the exciting part. I'm gonna read you a little excerpt from my text that I wrote, and you'll find the entirety of the text down in the description. It's a Drive file, and you can download it as a PDF, and of course it's free. I mean, you click and you download it. It's called The Scapegoat. You can read it. It's 57 pages. It took me about an hour and a half to read, and I'm a slow reader, I'm not a fast reader. So, and of course I corrected some stuff, so you might take way less time to read it. And I'm not claiming that it's not gonna blow your mind, and that's why it's a one shot. I wanna write something more complicated, more complex, with more fleshed out characters. And a more down-to-earth story, because what I started writing 3 years ago, I think, and that's felt, because it's kind of a power fantasy, and the character is basically some kind of fallen from grace god, and he retains some characteristics of his godly origin. So from time to time he can seem broken and overpowered for no reason. So that's why I'm taken aback by my own story, and that's why I'm probably not going to complete it. But what I've written so far is quite funny, quite fun, quite entertaining. So yeah, down in the description you can read it, and you'll tell me in the comments what you think about it. And if you like it, share it, send it on your Instagram stories. I don't know, send it using WhatsApp to your friends and stuff. Let them read what Raging Iskander wrote. So yeah, thank you for your time, and as always, Raging Companions, with it or on it.